Einstein called him the greatest physicist since Newton. His work unified electricity, magnetism, and light into 4 elegant equations that explained the entire electromagnetic spectrum. His name was James Clerk Maxwell, and he was a born-again Christian who believed God had designed the universe with mathematical precision. Most people don't know Maxwell was a believer, but his faith was central to who he was and how he approached science. This is his story. James Clerk Maxwell was born June 13, 1831, in Edinburgh, Scotland. His family was Scottish Presbyterian, a deeply religious tradition. Maxwell's father was a lawyer and landowner. His mother died when he was young, a loss that deepened his spiritual nature. From childhood, Maxwell showed extraordinary brilliance. He was fascinated by geometry, mathematics, and how things worked. He asked questions constantly, trying to understand God's creation. By age 15, Maxwell had already published a paper on geometry. At 16, he entered Edinburgh University. By age 23, he was appointed professor of natural philosophy at Marischal College in Aberdeen. Maxwell's career trajectory was meteoric, but what drove him wasn't ambition or fame. It was genuine curiosity about how God designed the universe. Maxwell wasn't just culturally Christian. He was a born-again believer, someone who had a personal, transformative encounter with Christ. His faith was expressed through regular prayer, church attendance, and deep theological reflection. Maxwell read scripture regularly. He studied theology. He wrote letters discussing spiritual matters with friends and colleagues. Importantly, Maxwell believed his scientific work was compatible with faith. In fact, he believed studying nature was a way of understanding God's design. He wrote, "The task of the natural philosopher is to unfold the conceptions which nature presents to us." For Maxwell, revealing nature's laws was revealing God's blueprint for creation. This conviction shaped everything he did. He pursued science not for personal glory, but as a form of worship, exploring the mind of the Creator through careful observation and mathematics. If you didn't know Maxwell was such a committed Christian, let me know by hitting that like button. In 1865, Maxwell published A Dynamical Theory of the Electromagnetic Field. In it, he presented 4 elegant equations that unified electricity, magnetism, and light. These equations, now called Maxwell's equations, showed that electric and magnetic fields were interconnected. They predicted that electromagnetic disturbances would propagate as waves at the speed of light. This led to a revolutionary insight. Light itself is an electromagnetic wave. Think about that. For centuries, scientists debated what light was. Maxwell's equations explained it mathematically. Light, electricity, and magnetism, all connected by 4 simple, elegant equations. These equations are among the most important in all of physics. They predicted radio waves, X-rays, and the entire electromagnetic spectrum, technologies that would revolutionize civilization. Einstein later said Maxwell's work was more important for the future of physics than Newton's laws. That's extraordinary praise. Yet Maxwell never sought fame for these discoveries. He published his results, moved on, and pursued new questions. Here's where Maxwell's faith becomes crucial. He opposed Darwinian evolution. This wasn't because he rejected science. Maxwell was a rigorously rational scientist, but he believed evolution, as Darwin proposed it, couldn't account for the complexity he saw in nature. Maxwell believed the intricate design in the natural world, the mathematical precision of physical laws, the complexity of living organisms, pointed to an intelligent creator rather than blind chance. He wasn't anti-science. He was pro-design. He believed that understanding nature's laws revealed the fingerprints of a designer. In an era when many intellectuals abandoned faith to embrace Darwinism, Maxwell maintained his conviction that God had designed creation. His scientific rigor didn't weaken his faith. It strengthened it. This is important because it shows Maxwell wasn't compartmentalizing, pretending to be Christian on Sunday and atheist in the lab. His faith was integrated into his scientific worldview. What do you think? Can faith and scientific genius coexist? Let me know in the comments. What made Maxwell remarkable wasn't just his genius, it was his character. He maintained absolute integrity in his work. He was generous with colleagues. He was humble about his achievements. Despite revolutionizing physics, Maxwell never boasted. His faith produced character. He believed serving God meant living with honesty, humility, and service to others. Maxwell refused to compete with other scientists or seek credit beyond what was deserved. When younger scientists challenged his ideas, he welcomed the debate rather than defending his ego. He married Catherine Mary Dewar and lived a quiet, devoted life. They had no children, but Maxwell poured his energy into science, teaching, and faith. In 1879, at age 48, Maxwell died of cancer. His final words reflected his faith. He expressed trust in God, His mercy and peace about meeting his Creator. His colleagues mourned the loss of one of the greatest minds in history and one of the most humble. Every technology that uses electromagnetic waves exists because of Maxwell's equations. Radio communication, television, cell phones, Wi-Fi, radar. All of it traces back to Maxwell's mathematical descriptions of how electricity and magnetism interact. Billions of people depend daily on technologies Maxwell made possible. Yet he died relatively unknown to the general public. Most people know Newton and Einstein. Maxwell's name is less familiar, but physicists understand his supreme importance. Maxwell also represents something increasingly rare in modern science, a top-tier scientist who openly professed Christian faith while making groundbreaking discoveries. His example challenges the narrative that says science and faith are enemies. Maxwell shows they can work together, that faith can inspire science and science can deepen faith. James Clerk Maxwell looked at nature and saw mathematics. He saw elegance. He saw design. His 4 equations unified electricity, magnetism, and light, revealing how God had woven the universe together with mathematical precision. Maxwell's faith didn't slow his science. It motivated it. His belief that God had designed creation drove him to understand that design more deeply. He represents a model for how brilliant minds can honor both reason and faith, how scientific rigor and spiritual conviction can flourish together. Does Maxwell's example inspire you? Comment below, and subscribe for more stories about the greatest scientists who believed in God. Thanks for watching.